You're listening to Pod Radio.
.co.za.
Parenting teens can be challenging, but it can also be a joy. The key is to know how to care for your teenager. Before you have kids, you might think that parenting will come naturally, and to some degree it does. But there are days and sometimes months and years when all parents could use some extra support. When parents are raising teenagers, they benefit from having a toolkit for keeping calm, creating a harmonious household, and relating to their children in positive ways. In this week's podcast, our Hattie host will share their general opinions on their parents' parenting skills, share some tips on how to approach a teenager to ensure a positive outcome, and make some suggestions for changes in their parents' parenting skills, as well as what their perspective on being a parent is. Here we go.
Hello listeners. If I were to describe my mother's parenting style, I would describe it as someone I'm able to talk to about the things I'm passionate about as well as things I'm struggling. A tip for raising teenagers today is to remember that while their problems might not be a big deal to you, it's a huge deal for them and they need all the support they can get from their parents. A change that parents can take in their parenting approach, instead of lecturing their child about something they did wrong, try explaining to them why what they did is wrong. I think the role of a parent is to raise an adult and to be there to help their child when they're struggling, as well as to be there to celebrate their achievements.
Hey guys, Tegan here, and we're back at it. If I think about my mom's parenting skills, I would definitely describe it as permissive parenting, as she's very warm, kind, and nurturing towards me, and she really gives me a safe space for open communication, which I really like. But what I also dislike about that is that she's not very strict, so I am not required to reach a certain expectation or standard, which I personally think is bad for teenagers. And some tips for parents with teens is to definitely be kind and understanding, but also know when to be strict and keep them in line. They can also try to approach teenagers by being more accepting and understanding rather than dismissing their feelings because they simply don't understand or have never been through what they are going through. As the role of a parent is not to boss around your child or to punish them for doing things wrong, but to try and help them and guide them to doing the right things and to try to help them along their journey of growing up. That's it from my side. Thanks for staying tuned. Bye.
Hey guys, it's your girl Shika. When I think about my mother's parenting skills, I would say she is strict but also easygoing. She allows me to explore new things and encourages me to always try things outside of my comfort zone because I'll never know until I try. I like the fact that she always allows me to be able to talk freely with her, and that is really nice being a teenager. I think parents need to understand that it's not the same from when they grew up to now, and that things have changed a lot when it comes to parenting. They need to understand that sometimes us as teenagers just need someone to listen to us and be a comfort person. I think being a parent is someone that has to understand kids and be a best friend, cooker, hairstylist, and everything in one. But most importantly, a person who you know you can always rely on. Thank you.
Hi guys, it's your girl Linum Tati. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Shout out. If I think about my parents' parenting skills, I would describe it as strict but easygoing and a bit of old-fashioned. They are strict as to what they allow me to do and what not. Easygoing as they try to adapt to the way I think and my understanding. Old-fashioned as they compare how they were raised to how they are raising me. Some tips to raising teenagers today is to try and listen to us. As teenagers, we tend to need someone to listen to us. Adapt to the way we think as we are curious about ourselves and what is going on around the world. We just need some guidance as we will lose ourselves to find who we want to be. Be able to speak openly about sensitive issues instead of sugarcoating everything. That leads us to finding out answers outside, then them guiding us to those answers. Some changes that parents can make in their parenting approach are to allow us to be the best versions of ourselves, even though it might not be appealing to them, and also to learn that they should not hold back when it's time for us to explore the different aspects of life, but to guide us in the right path and let us make mistakes on the way. I think the role of a parent is to be a best friend, to be able to allow teenagers or children to be open to them and guide each other to the right path, be able to have fun together, and most importantly, to allow us as children to be the best versions of ourselves. Mwah.
And that's a wrap, guys. I hope you've enjoyed our podcast on tips to raising teenagers today. Tune in again next week for our podcast on how to stay positive in a negative world. Bye!